The R220 M2 is a new release from ViFly, a ready-to-fly or bind-and-fly FPV racing drone that is suitable for beginners and advanced pilots alike. It might be lacking in the cool design department, but it more than compensates for this with its smart engineering and quality touches. The drone itself flies excellently on the stock settings and is extremely quick to set up and get in the air. For such a compact and notably durable frame, the M2 is obviously somewhat heavier than a lot of 250 series drones, but it makes up for it with its powerful motors and durability. The M2 is suitable for just about any pilot with its balance of power and durability. With this very durable outer frame, you won't find yourself needing to repair this drone very often at all. The 4S compatibility gives it some punch, and it's refreshing to see 2600 kV motors on a ready-to-fly drone. Other components include the D-Short 600 ESCs and an F4 vibration-damped FC with a full Betaflight OSD support. You also know that you've got a well-made drone in your hands, as the M2 has been rigorously tested by the manufacturer. This mostly involved crashing it into trees at high speed, which can be seen here. However, should you manage to break something, most of the components are swappable, and ViFly sells a full set of spare parts. One of the highlights of this frame is the quality of the manufacturing. When we took the M2 apart, we saw that care has been taken to ensure that it's built with practicality and design in mind. Firstly, all the screws have been secured with thread locker, which is something you should expect from a pre-built quadcopter. Perhaps above and beyond our expectations, however, we noticed that the internal connectors are all secured in place using rubber glue, which means that during even bad crashes, the drone shouldn't suffer an electrical failure. This is something that is rarely seen on all but the most expensive pre-built FPV drones. The team at ViFly thought about some of the more annoying physical issues faced by the drone industry today, these being centered around accessibility. The M2 uses a few clever design tricks to minimize these issues, the main one being the very useful bind button on the side of the frame. Further along, you have the USB port, easily accessible to configure and update the flight controller. On top of this, you also get an accessible 4-pin UART port on the side to add extra functionality such as a GPS module should you wish. At the front on the side is a button to change the channels on the video transmitter, which is essential to access easily. Furthermore, there's an XC60 connector on top of the frame, so you can connect your battery with no fear of loose cables getting in the way of props. Just in front of the battery connector, there's a convenient 2-digit display used for showing the battery voltage and the video transmitter channel. All this ensures that you can configure all the important things you need without having to open up the drone, which is a bit of a hassle. The design of the ViFly R220 M2 is a function over form approach, so you might be a little underwhelmed by the presence of the R220 at first glance, until you hear it screeching by, that is. You have to admit that it looks something like a brick, and it feels a bit like one too. After some consideration, we decided this was not a bad thing. Firstly, it's incredibly strong and well protected, with the motors and camera being totally protected as they embedded deep into the frame. On the top is a strong metal cage that houses the battery, and this also adds extra protection should you crash upside down, which has been known to happen. The FPV antenna is also secured to this metal cage, protecting the delicate antenna. At the end of the day, something will need to go seriously wrong in order for you to wreck this frame. For example, the M2 might not survive flying at full speed into a concrete wall, although this hasn't been tested. One of the most important features when flying is your FPV system, and it's essential to ensure your image is clear. The M2 comes with an adjustable camera with fantastic picture quality, which makes it usable in almost any weather. You'll be blown away with the excellent performance it delivers and how well it's protected, being submerged into the frame as it is. The angle is adjustable all the way to about 80 degrees if you are that good. Whilst the drone is a pain to open up, the modular design of the inner workings are a pleasant reminder that ViFly have FPV experience. And unlike other integrated frames, the components are not built into the PCB, allowing you to replace each individual item. Overall, I can say this is a brilliant drone for both novice and expert pilots alike. This drone entices the user with great performance, and you'll learn to love the blocky nature of the design. It is also well priced, which is always a big plus. You may feel the necessity to change the stock props and get a real feel for each setup. If you do this, however, a word of caution. As the M2 uses 2600 kV motors, if you want to upgrade your props to a 5040 4-blade propeller, for example, you'll actually exceed the 30 amp limitation of the ESCs if you're using a battery with a high discharge rate, for example 4-cell 65C+. This is mainly due to the weight of the M2, so if you do change things up, make sure to do your calculations first. On the stock setup, however, the drone is well within safety measures, and on the stock battery and props, this drone can reach over 60 miles an hour. Pretty impressive for a 3-cell setup. Thanks for watching, and please check out our written article on our Drone Chess blog. The link is included below, and if you want to see more videos from us, please like and subscribe.